For today's video, I just kind of wanted to update on how I'm recovering since the 50K and also what's next for me as far as running goes. We'll just cover the first few days of recovery briefly. My main issues coming out of the race that day, my muscles immediately were very sore. The two issues I was having that were like, other than just soreness, my toenails were super sore. Both feet, the night of, both feet were sore. The right foot continued to hurt for the next couple days. The first two toes are bruised under the toenail. And my left knee hurt so bad to bend. It was like sharp pain. So it hurt to bend it, and then it hurt to straighten it. But if it was just sitting in either of those positions, it felt fine. I took a bath, that helped, but it was really, really hard to walk around. I felt surprisingly okay otherwise. I was tired, but my right body, my right side body, it was sore, but like, I don't know, it could have been worse. I was almost impressed with how the rest of my body felt. Once I woke up the next day, it still was very, very painful to walk because I had to bend my leg to walk. So most of the day I just limped. I straightened it. I walked with a very minimally bent leg. I didn't want to aggravate it. I didn't know whether to bend it more or to leave it be. We drove 6 hours home, so I got a lot of rest. I took another bath when I got home, and then I iced the knee. And after I iced my knee, so this is 24 hours after the race is done, I had iced my knee. It felt so much better right before I had went to bed. I was almost able to walk up the steps normally. When I woke up the next day, I could walk around. I could bend and walk. It still did have a slight twinge of pain if I maybe walked too fast or whatnot. 4 days out, I went on a walk with my grandma, and there was this hill, and it was downhill, and that really aggravated the left knee. I would say 5 or 6 days later, my knee was feeling back to normal. I was walking back to normal, and I wasn't feeling it in day to day. So yesterday, which was 9 days later, I went on a bike ride. And I think it was fine until 5 miles. I should have not went on such a long bike ride. It was a very slow bike ride, but it was too long. I rode my bike, and I ended up riding my bike for an hour and a half. I think that was too much because my knee felt aggravated after that, unfortunately. I feel pretty good. I'm excited to start running again. I don't think I'm definitely not there yet. The goal is to run, I have it on the calendar. I want to run on Memorial Day, which would be 23 days after the race. I'm going to try and run on the 27th, and it's going to be I'm probably going to record it, but I'm going to do probably some sort of run-walk intervals type of thing. I've actually had 2 of these races on my radar since before the 50K. I wanted to let myself decide after the 50K if I still wanted to do them. I didn't want to stress myself out because, if you watch any of my videos, the week prior to the 50K, my mind kind of starts saying like, oh, you don't like to run, like you don't want to run anymore. And so I think if I had already signed up for 2 more races, I would be like, oh, well, you have to run. You have to run this race, and this race. So I didn't sign up for anything until after that 50K, and I honestly still haven't signed up for anything. I'm going to see how my body feels on the first few runs back. But I do find it very important for me to have a race on the calendar, or a race in my mind on the calendar, even if I haven't signed up for it, because I can be kind of crazy and sign up for like way too many races at once without like actually thinking through how much goes into kind of planning for a race weekend. The races I have are local, and I'm gonna keep it that way because other than the races, I'm doing a lot of other travel. Oh, you know what's important to note? June 3rd, which is just about a month after the 50K, Tyler and I are hiking to Machu Picchu, which I believe is, so it's a 6-mile day, a 16-mile day, and a 14-mile day. Yeah, and that's just hiking, but that of course means that it's a long time on feet. But anyway, so that's first. That's June 3rd to June 6th. I don't really have a lot going on the next couple weeks, so I'm going to focus on getting back into running, and I'm hoping that I feel up for some 5K specific workouts because I really want to focus on my 5K time. I really want to gain some speed after doing all of this slow, long stuff. So anyway, the 5K is June 29th. It's near my house. It's not a trail 5K. Well, it's on like a dirt path. It's just going to be up and back for 3.1 miles. And I'm going to treat that as kind of like the beginning of my speed focus block, I guess. And there's that 5K, June 29th, and then there is the 5K that we have in December near my house, which that's looking really, really far ahead, I know, but that's December 14th, and that's just about 6 months later. And I really want to kind of see what I can do with my speed in those 6 months. I focused on speed when I ran cross country freshman year in high school, and that was over 3 months, you know, and I was also out of shape. So I'm curious to see what almost an entire year of running plus 6 months more focused running will do for my 5K time. I'm always in that like 10-11 minute range, and I've been happy with that, but I think that I have more in me. I just haven't trained for it. So I'm very excited for that. There is a trail 10K an hour from my house, and it is supposed to be one of the hardest 10Ks in Pennsylvania. It's in the middle of September, and I really want to do that. Those are the only 2 races that I'm almost certain I'm gonna sign up for. The other races that I have are dependent on how well I'm feeling. I do have a 25K. It's actually the 25K I ran during my 50K training. It's the same thing. You run from Frostburg to Cumberland. It's net downhill the whole way, 15.5 miles exactly. That's something that I wouldn't mind doing. It's local, and instead of doing it alone, I would meet people that live around here that I could run with. But I'm not going to sign up for that. I'm not going to force my legs to go that far if I haven't been training for 15.5 miles. We'll see what training holds. That's at the end of September. There's also a 50K and a 25K November 3rd near my house on the trails. Those are things that are on my radar. Those are my races. And I'm excited. I'm very excited to focus on local 5Ks near me, local 10Ks near me, short races, because 6 miles seems like nothing to me, which is amazing. I'm excited. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Comment down below what you are training for right now, because I'm curious. That's it. I'm just going to continue resting for the next few weeks. You will see another running video from me probably June. Like I said, I still have a couple more weeks of rest before I feel like I'll be ready. But I will record my first run back, so stay tuned for that. See you guys.